Start of the third quarter in Albuquerque on a windy day. The Lobos out to a 7-3 lead. Back with Randy Cross, I'm Andrew Catalan, and wow, after what Utah State did offensively last week against Wyoming, you really got to tip your cap to the way New Mexico has played defense so far today.
You really do, because the New Mexico offense has been backed up, terrible field position, but every time Utah's gotten down there and they've gotten a big play or needed a big play, especially on fourth down, New Mexico's defense has bowed up and or lived in their backfield.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights from here at University Stadium. And early on, 4th and 1, Utah State. They go for it by the goal line. Myers passing complete. And New Mexico's defense, as we said, has come up with a number of stops on short yardage plays in that first half. And then, of course, this one, Jordan to Hart Johnson, 86 yards, the 5th longest completion in school history after review. They said it was a touchdown. The fake punt did not go New Mexico's way, but caught some breaks today. Wiggins muffs the punt, recovered. Right now, everything's going the Lobos' way. As we take a look at the CC's first half stats.
And that is not a typo on the left side. As far as the amount of yards that this Utah State offense has piled up, 134 yards, 1 of 7 on third downs. It's been an all. Coach Cosgrove, the defensive coordinator for New Mexico and company, the big idea or the big challenge will be Utah State's going to adjust. What do they do? How do they kind of adjust the adjustments that Utah State's going to make?
Let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Yeah, I asked Coach Wells what has to happen in the second half. He says we have to take advantage of field position. We did not do that well in the first half. He also said nobody said it was going to be easy. We have to go out there and earn it, guys.
It's a great scarf you got, Rashawn. It's a little chilly out here in Albuquerque.
Yes, it is.
I don't think any of us really prepared for this weather today.
We certainly did not. Yesterday when we came into town, I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. Today, I am cold. I've got these warmers in my pocket right here. Thanks to our A2. I appreciate him for that. Yes.
Yeah. Usually the over-under on the hand warmers is November 15th. So if you had the under with Rashawn, you win. Yeah, everyone's bundled up here in Albuquerque.
It's amazing what about 20, 30 mile an hour of wind will do to you.
Changes things a bit. Utah State won the toss. They received the opening kickoff, so they'll have to kick it away to Carlos Wiggins, who earlier this week, Matt Wells, the Utah State head coach, called him elite. And yeah, 5 career kick return touchdowns for Wiggins. He's a member of the New Mexico track team. He's a 2-time All-Mountain West sprinter in the 60 meters.
And this is a direction the ball's being kicked where the pretty good chance the kick comes up a little bit short.
And it's not Thompson who kicks it off. It's Brock Warren. Warren's kick is short, and Wiggins out close to the 30-yard line. But usually you see Jake Thompson handling the kickoffs for the Aggies. Well, time now to take a look at today's Vistaprint player profile. And Lamar Jordan, the quarterback, with a big first half. 20 yards rushing, 97 yards passing, and a touchdown. How about this? In the first half, New Mexico's passing totals, they were 4 of 5. The only incompletion was by the punter on that fake punt. So for a team that never throws the football, they actually have done a pretty good job of that today. 4 out of 5 through the air. They'll start this half on the ground with Gibson. Gibson across the 35, and Gibson finally brought down by Moala, who had a nice first half in his return after missing 2 games from injury.
You talk about the passing game, too. White, number 80, was a big part of the passing game last week. This week, the only pass he's had really thrown to him that got close to him was the one from the punter that bounced in front of him.
Well, just so much at stake here for New Mexico. They have not won more than 5 games in a season since 2007. This would be their 5th win if they could somehow figure out a way to beat the tough Aggies today. And they do have the lead at 7-3, but Gibson stopped for no gain. It will be 3rd down and short for the Lobos.
Yeah, this game for New Mexico has got to be sort of the definition of pounding rocks. They have to be very patient, Just keep at it. Don't get too frustrated. Try to go do something spectacular, which I would say is resulting as in, like, call another fake punt.
How about this? Anaya. And that pass is incomplete. That's a play they worked on all week at practice at New Mexico. It was supposed to be a jump pass by Anaya. They were going to try to use it maybe down toward the goal line. They'd break it out here on 3rd and 2, and it doesn't work.
Doesn't seem to fool Utah State. Look at the defense. Very pensive, sitting back. Nice job by Utah State. Fully expecting them to do something different like that.
So there are 2 incompletions today, passing, the punter and a running back. Now Rodriguez on the punt return, he is stuffed. And the ball came out. New Mexico falls on it. A big play, special teams by the Lobos. And they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, Rodriguez was surrounded, and I thought I saw a helmet go right on that ball to cause that fumble. That ball just popped right straight backwards. Watch.
It was Anaya who made the hit. He was the one that just threw the incompletion.
Was he down? Nope. Nice job ripping that thing out of there. Watch the legs. If the calf is down, he's down. No, I think that ball is out of there and on its way out of there before he gets down on the ground. That's a clean play.
8th fumble recovery this year by New Mexico. And they're just waiting for confirmation from the replay booth. And they've got it. It's 1st and goal for the Lobos. Jordan. Up the middle they go. Touchdown, Richard McQuarley. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and New Mexico capitalizes off the Utah State turnover.
Yeah, they've got quite a stable of backs here. We talk about the versatility of this running game. McQuarley's the one guy you say would qualify as kind of a power back, and they give it to him in a power back position. And man, I tell you, that offensive line, especially the inside 3 of Mahina, Oldenkamp, and Jenkins, did a nice job.
Drive summary, 1 play, 3 yards, 4 seconds. Extra point by Zach Rogers is good. Andrew Rodriguez fumbles the punt. New Mexico recovers. McQuarley takes it in. Lobos smell an upset in Albuquerque under Bob Davie. Junior Andrew Rodriguez lost the handle on that punt return. It led to 7 points for New Mexico. And now the Aggies trail 14-3 here in Albuquerque. And again, a huge game in the Mountain Division as Air Force, Utah State, and New Mexico all control their own destiny to win the division title. So the winner of this game would still control its own destiny. The loser would need help the rest of the way. And right now it's Matt Wells' team that needs some help. You got to be honest here, Randy. Utah State's look completely flat today.
Very flat. I mean, the reason Boise State doesn't control their destiny is that big win by Utah State. I mean, really a blowout by Utah State.
Touchback, and Utah State will start at the 20-yard line. How about this? Look at what on the left column Utah State did against Wyoming last week offensively compared to what they've done today. It is night and day to this point.
Yeah, just a testament to what Bob Davie's defense has done and how they frustrated no matter who's been really at quarterback. That hasn't been really the factor. We've even seen Chucky Keaton so far, so we've seen all 3.
There's Kevin Cosgrove, the New Mexico defensive coordinator, who has had a banner day so far. His team has held the Aggies to 3 points. They average 32 per game. On 1st and 10 from the 20, it's Mays. Mays gets away from a couple and picks up 5 on the play. Before that run, Mays had 10 carries for just 15 yards.
Yeah, and second down has been the big down that they've had a hard time with Utah State, because New Mexico's done a very nice job of setting them up in third and uncomfortable. And uncomfortable, I mean 3 or 4. This is a big down. This is a big drive for Utah State just from a confidence standpoint.
Tyler Fox in motion. They give it to Fox. He's got a lot of speed. He's got the first down before he's slammed to the turf by Ryan Santos. But Josh Heupel, the offensive coordinator, told us this week that Fox is one of the fastest guys on that offense, and he picks up 11.
Yeah, you combine that speed with numbers. He's moving that fast, and you've got the numbers, because you've got 2 blockers and you've got 1 defensive back within 5 yards of the ball. That's a combination. That's a perfect formula for a good game.
Great block by the running back, Hunt. Myers on first down, incomplete. That pass a bit high, intended for Hunter Sharp.
And that's a player I'd keep a close eye on if I was New Mexico, because Josh Heupel's offense has done a nice job of getting big plays out of Sharp.
Heupel in his first year at Utah State. Former Oklahoma quarterback. Second and 10. Myers in trouble. Myers gets away from a couple. Had to get away from his own man, and Myers gets back to the line of scrimmage. But a good job by the sophomore to avoid a couple of sacks.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Heupel, the offensive coordinator right now, New Mexico is turning some of these plays, which look very well conceived, but they're turning into fire drills.
For injury.
Because suddenly the quarterback, Myers, just running for his life.
There's an injured Lobo down on the field. It is William Uday, the junior out of Coppell, Texas. Training staff is out to attend to the nose tackle Uday, and we'll come back to Albuquerque in a moment.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. By Verizon. Watch live, local, and primetime games on NFL Mobile. Included only on Verizon. And by LG. Do game day right with LG, official partner of the NCAA.
Taylor Timmons has come in to replace the injured William Uday. It's 3rd and 10 for Utah State. They have failed to convert their last 6 third downs. Myers taking a deep shot for Roberts, incomplete.
So far, especially on these exterior passes and long balls, New Mexico's done a very nice job of body position by their defensive backs. They are right in the nice spots. I mean, if anything, Utah State could have been called there for a little push-off, little offensive pass interference.
Yeah, no question. It was good coverage by the junior Nias Martin, and now Wiggins will go back deep to receive the punt from Dalton. 4th punt today. Wiggins from his 10. Wiggins up to the 30-yard line, but a flag comes in down at the 14-yard line. Utah State has done a good job special teams wise to limit Wiggins so far today as we await the call.
During the return, blocking the back, return team, number 4, half distance to the goal, first down.
Spot of the foul was the 15, so go to the 7.5.
Well, Randy, cue the music. College Hoops tips off Friday night, featuring the #1 team in the nation, the top-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels take on Temple at 7 Eastern. That's followed by Florida and Navy at 9:30. It's the Veterans Classic from the United States Naval Academy right here on CBS Sports Network. And yes, basketball is in the air. How about at the Pit last night? An exhibition between New Mexico and Division II Rogers State of Oklahoma. Cullen Neal back after missing most of last year because of injury. He had 20 points. Lobos win it, and they open up their season Friday against Texas Southern at the Pit. You'll see a number of New Mexico basketball games this year on CBS Sports Network. Gibson gets the call on 1st and 10. New Mexico has a 14-3 lead.
And some more of that field position being set up for Utah State that Coach Wells told Rashawn about. If they can make a stop here, hold this New Mexico team without a first down, they'll get some great field position. That's why New Mexico's #1 job right here, at least 1 first down.
Try to work that clock, and if they do have to punt, pin Utah State back deep. 96 yards on the ground so far today for the Lobos. On 2nd and 7, Jordan will keep it himself and some room to run. And there's the first down that Randy called for. A gain of 11 for Lamar Jordan.
You see how the option can stretch a defense and stress a defense. You can't make the right decision if you're a defensive back and they're optioning you on the edge like Devin Centers was sitting there. He couldn't make a right decision.
Lamar Jordan, a captain on this New Mexico football team. New Mexico just one of 9 schools to have a sophomore as a permanent captain. Jordan looking to throw, wants to take a deep shot down the middle of the field, incomplete. He was looking for the running back, Anaya. We had a great chat with not only Bob Davie about this, but offensive coordinator for New Mexico, Bob DeBess. And with the fact that they were going to rotate quarterbacks, Jordan the better runner, Apodaca the better passer, they didn't want to fall into the trap of just calling running plays for Jordan and just calling passing plays for Apodaca, not only for this game, but also for future opponents. They don't want to give up the tendencies of opposing defenses. So you saw Jordan take a deep ball there, and this time he goes back to the ground with Presley. And a little bit of late action on the sideline. No flag down.
Nice job by Presley, refusing to be tackled. Hit in the backfield about 4 yards deep. Just turned into a bounce, and you let him use a little momentum to go out to the outside.
A pickup of 5, and it's 3rd down. And Jordan will stay out there as the quarterback.
And these 3rd and 6, these are the kind of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, really challenging for an option style offense. Sure, you're good at the run, but passes are limited.
Jordan, nowhere to go. Great job defensively by Utah State. It was Torrey Green who's running that one back into the end zone, but it was clearly blown dead. But Torrey Green did a good job to take down Jordan and force 4th down.
When you see the official comes in, and clearly here, he's down, the knee is down, so there couldn't be no fumble after that. And the official comes in and he points at the ground. That's the one signal you've always got to look for, is the official pointing at the ground to signal down by contact.
It is Rodriguez back deep to return this punt for Utah State. Remember, he fumbled the last time. Rodriguez spun down at about the 40-yard line. 8:54 to go, 3rd quarter. You're watching the 24-hour home of CBS Sports, CBS Sports Network. Been a tough day for Utah State so far. They trail 14-3.
Well, it started out with bad 4th downs, one by the goal line, one in the field. Then it expanded to Rodriguez getting his pocket picked. The ball was ripped out of his hand.
Once again, though, good field position for the Aggies. They haven't been able to capitalize. Myers started 5 of 6, but since then 1 of 6, and pretty much since he got hit and went out of the game, he's struggled to get it back going, passing the football. We'll see if they can get in a rhythm on this drive with 8:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mays, the running back, and he takes the ball, runs it up the middle, and we check in with New York. An update with Brent Stover on Clemson and Florida State.
The #1 Tigers with Deshaun Watson, 38 yards as he flips it out to Deion Kane. Clemson goes in front, 13-10 in the third. Andrew, Randy, and Rashawn.
All right, Brent. The Noles have won 3 straight in that series and 4 of the last 5. Of course, last year, the meeting in overtime, Jameis Winston was suspended. Sean McGuire took over. So a good one there in the ACC. On 2nd and 6, Myers to a wide open target and a first down. It's the tight end, Wyatt Houston, as Utah State moves into New Mexico territory. A gain of 24.
Yeah, since that 63-yard screen, that's really the first nice big chunk that Myers and this offense has come up with. Defense has done a nice job by New Mexico of frustrating him. In this kind of field position, I was an offensive player most of my career playing football. It will really get in your head if you're not getting points and you keep getting good field position.
1st and 10 from the Lobos' 35-yard line. Myers back to the air. Nobody home, steps up, and he goes down. Once again, it looked like Myers was trying to take a deep shot there, but good coverage downfield by the Lobos.
It's a nice job bringing 6 guys surrounding the pocket. That's how you create a pocket and then slowly close it on a quarterback who can move around pretty good. But, you know, realistically, where the heck's he going to go? There's nowhere to go with the ball. He's got to run.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd and 10. Give to Mays. Mays trying to get some yards up the gut. Gets to the 30-yard line where it will be 3rd down.
Sets it up another one of those 3rd and uncomfortable, you know, 5 or 6 type downs for Utah State.
Well, Mays last week, a career high 176 yards rushing against Wyoming, but today 13 carries for just 27 yards.
I'm not sure it's a part of the game where you're going to say, is this 4-down territory yet, Andrew, but I know you're going to be thinking about kicking a field goal if you don't get this.
Myers, the slant, and that pass is caught.
It's short.
Swindle on the catch, but well, that looks like a very generous spot. Whoa. And that is good for a 1st down.
That play looked like it was right on the 25-yard line. They're spotting it all the way down to the 24.
Well, most of the breaks have gone New Mexico's way today, but that one, you might say, goes to the Aggies, where they have the 1st and 10.
Can they finish this one off? Great field position. Does it mean points?
Myers taking a shot in the end zone. Diving attempt. And caught. Touchdown. Rodriguez, who fumbled the punt, makes up for it for the touchdown here.
And this blustery wind, beautiful job, not only by Rodriguez of kind of stretching out and camping under it, but also by Myers of feathering that thing in there. Not the easiest thing to do. You see a tough time keeping that spiral. That ball was caught. It was brought into the body. He turns over, controls that ball entirely through the process.
First touchdown for Andrew Rodriguez at Utah State. He was at Houston for 2 years, redshirted last year with the Aggies, and now has his first touchdown in a Utah State uniform.
And if you're Utah State head coach Matt Wells, you say that's what that kind of field position should mean every time. It should mean points.
They are going to look upstairs in the replay booth just to confirm. Wow.
It comes down. Watch his hands and look at the position of the ball. Okay, you can see the strike. I don't think the ball moves.
They confirm it. The extra point is good by Brock Warren. And Utah State with its first touchdown today. They now trail by 4. An up and down day for Andrew Rodriguez. Fumbles the punt, but a highlight reel touchdown catch here. And Utah State within 4. 5:55 go third quarter, and Randy, you agreed with this call on the touchdown.
I do. As the ball comes down, look right here. You can look at the ball. You can see the white line on the ball. He's going to pull it into his chest. That ball never moves once it gets into his chest, and he rolls over. I think he had control through that entire catch.
Confirmed in the replay booth, a touchdown for Utah State. It's a 14-10 game, and again, the wind wreaking havoc. It's been blowing anywhere from 20 to 35 miles an hour today. Rodriguez, who made that earlier mistake, was able to find the end zone for his first receiving touchdown this season. He does have a punt return for a touchdown this year.
Utah State doesn't look real stressed out about being down 14-10 here to New Mexico.
And how about Myers on that drive? He had been struggling of late, 3 of 3 for 54 yards. Short kick, Wiggins. And Wiggins across the 40 up to the 43-yard line. Tomorrow, the NFL on CBS deals a doubleheader highlighted by Peyton and the Broncos facing off with the Indianapolis Colts. Check your local listings. And it all begins with your Super Bowl 50 team. JB, Tony, Bart, Coach, and Boomer on the NFL Today. Presented by Southwest Airlines. The Broncos, one of 4 remaining undefeated teams. Bengals won on Thursday night. Panthers will be challenged tomorrow against the Packers.
Dolphins got that champagne on ice yet?
Yeah, they always do. Jordan on first down, dragged down. Nice tackle there by Jalen Davis.
Really important here. We talked about how key this last drive was for Utah State, getting that great position and then finishing it off. Well, heck, New Mexico now gets excellent field position. They've got to get points here. If it's a field goal, great. Stay on the field, run time off the clock, and make things tougher here on Utah State, whose team seems to have a little bit of the momentum.
Jordan on 2nd and 9, looking to throw. Passes deflected and incomplete as we go down to Rashawn Ali.
All right, thank you so much, Andrew. You talk about Andrew Rodriguez' touchdown. Well, Coach Wells was on the sideline rallying the troops, saying, we got a quarter and a half left. Let's keep it going. This was the momentum shift they definitely needed, guys.
All right, Rashawn, thank you. Utah State, in its last 16 November games, they've won 15 of those, a 15-1 record. And now on third down, Apodaca, as we've seen today, coming in just for a passing down on 3rd and 9. Pressure coming. Apodaca is sacked. Kyler Fackrell, the first one to get back there for the Aggies. A quick update, we go back to New York with Brent Stover.
Andrew, it has been a rough day for TCU. Josh Doxson, the nation's leader in receiving yards, late second quarter, down with an apparent wrist injury, doubtful to return. Oklahoma State just scored again moments ago. The Cowboys' early third lead 35-9.
All right, Brent, thank you. Blowout there. But we got a good one here in Albuquerque at Utah State after the sack by Fackrell. Is able to get the ball back. Rodriguez the fair catch, and Utah State's offense coming back out on the field with 4:22 to go in the third.
Yeah, TCU, if they do go down like that, you can pretty much stick a fork in Trevon Boykin's chances of winning a Heisman Trophy. Shift back over to most of the running backs we've got in the hunt, along with Corey Coleman, amazing player for Baylor.
A big test for Fournette tonight against Alabama. Meanwhile, for New Mexico, Apodaca has come in for 5 plays. They've totaled negative 14 yards. So we wonder how much more of him we'll see the rest of the way, as Jordan has looked pretty good. On 1st and 10, Myers keeps it himself. And on the tackle was Diavanzo, who's had a nice day today for the Lobos.
If I'm New Mexico, I keep attacking, I stay aggressive, and I keep going after the ball. And you can see why. That ball came loose there by Myers.
6th tackle today for Nick Diavanzo. You see Dakota Cox junior out of Draper, Utah. It's Mays trying the left side. Mays turns it up, lowers the shoulder, and gets close to a first down. Ryan Langford on the tackle. And this was the last drive for Utah State, and Myers really had it clicking.
And it started off with that beautiful field position that Matt Wells said we've got to take advantage. Well, they did. First time today they finished it off, ended up in the end zone.
3 for 3 on that last drive for Myers. Meanwhile, the run by Mays comes up just short of a first. So it's 3rd and 1. And Utah State has struggled on third downs today. They are just 2 for 9. And on the season, 34%. That's 110th in the country. And another one they cannot convert. Mays is tripped up. Diavanzo again, give him his 7th tackle. And the Lobos defense in short yardage situations today has been fantastic.
Yeah, Diavanzo gets into the backfield and comes away with, gets himself a little sock. Gets both socks, it looks like, and brings down that running back, and he can't get that first down without his legs. Watch the penetration, getting in there, getting the socks and the shoes, and that means short and a punt.
3rd 3 and out today, forced by the New Mexico defense. So here's Aaron Dalton to punt. Wiggins is back deep. Lets it bounce. And New Mexico will start this drive at the 32-yard line after a 43-yard punt by Dalton. Tuesday nights at 8 Eastern, some of the most influential women in sports tackle the game's hottest topics. Don't miss We Need to Talk right here on CBS Sports Network.
That show is followed up by that great Inside College Football.
Randy, is that a little pat on the back?
No, just, you know,
no, it is a great
go
show.
for a promo whenever
Absolutely.
you can.
Inside College Football, a part of the amazing lineup on CBS Sports Network. Well, Apodaca in a quarterback, but they hand it off as we have ticked down inside 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And there's an injured Aggie down at the 40-yard line. That is Devin Centers, the junior out of Chandler, Arizona. Of course, his father, Larry, played 14 years in the NFL, mostly with the Cardinals. Well, how about this? In Iowa Western Community College in 2012, the junior college national champions in just their 4th year as a program. 18 future Division I players on that team, including 2 in today's game. New Mexico's Ryan Langford and Utah State's Austin Stevens, going from national champs now here to the Mountain West, where they could be division champs, as both these teams control their own destiny in the Mountain Division. Center's able to walk off. So it's 2nd and 9 for New Mexico. Once again, Apodaca is in at quarterback. And he hands off to Presley up to the 40-yard line. It will be 3rd and short. Moala with another tackle for the Aggies.
A little extracurricular involved there on the outside with Kyle Fackrell. I think he took exception to how long he was being blocked and decided to throw the offensive tackle down.
Fackrell, big guy. It's 6'5", 250.
These days, you look at a guy that big, I think tight end. I know he spent some time over on the offensive
Did
side.
catch a touchdown 2 years ago. Well, it's 3rd and 3 for the Lobos. Apodaca keeps it himself, and that's going to be very close to a first down. Not known for his running, they give it to him on 3rd and 3.
And they're going to mark that on about the 43-yard line, so they might have to measure this one.
Well, Bob Davie has shown this year he's not afraid to go for it on 4th downs.
For measurement.
They will measure, but they averaged about 2 attempts per game going for it on 4th. They were 11 of 14 coming into the day.
Well, they've had 2 4th down stops of their own on the defensive side, and they've lived a little bit out of the box with some of the calls they've made. But I think in this situation, 14-10, they'd be better served if this isn't a first down to punt. But it is.
So Apodaca picks up the first. And a fresh set of downs here for the Lobos. 2 wins away from becoming bowl eligible. New Mexico has not gone to a bowl game in 8 years. And this would be a signature win for Bob Davies if his team can pick up a win over mighty Utah State at home. Final minute of the third quarter. Apodaca looking to throw. As Tom fires and incomplete. He had his man in Matt Quarles, but those two not able to hook up.
It looked like that ball went right through Quarles' hands. You see the way the sun comes on this field. That ball's almost coming right out of the sun into Quarles' hands. Not a perfect spiral, but it's right there.
Got to make that catch.
That's got to be a catch.
Quarles just 1 catch on the year. And again, Lamar Jordan watching from the sidelines for New Mexico. It's 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Gibson into Utah State territory, and another Lobo first down.
If you're a Lobo, there's nothing wrong with this drive. You're staying on the field, you're driving the ball down the field, you're getting the first downs, and you're getting beautiful blocking up front. The ball handed off to the first option, and he cuts all the way back to the back side of the play. Ends up being over the left tackle is where he runs.
Gibson has 78 yards rushing, which is more than the entire Aggies offense has on the ground today.
Kind of seems like he's gotten him about 10 yards at a chunk, doesn't it?
Coming into the game, his last 4, he was averaging 7 yards a carry. Not much doing this time for Gibson in what will be the final play of the third quarter. Can New Mexico hold on and pick up the biggest win of Bob Davies' tenure here? You're watching Mountain West football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.